Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the second episode of Granbelm. And last episode, it really got us into the real meat of the show. Our main girl was just kind of doing some basic normal stuff, and then suddenly, whoosh, she is somewhere else, feeling like she just got isekai. Suddenly there's giant robots battling all around her, and buildings getting destroyed, and people throwing around words she doesn't understand. So it was kind of a rough thing for her. And they really had this thing where the audience and her were kind of on the same wavelength of what the heck's going on, what is happening, which of course led to quite a bit of confusion. But they gave us a little bit last episode, a little bit of world building, a little bit of lore. The whole magic used to be a thing, but it was sealed inside the magical coconuts. And we have our big old battle from descendants of mages. And I don't think they actually said. I don't remember if they actually said it or not, but I think it's implied at least that once it's down to one, you win, you get the magic, something like that. I don't know. I don't quite get that part of it. I just know that there's a competition, and they'll probably elaborate on victory stuff in this episode, maybe. All I know is we're going back to the real world. I imagine Shingetsu and Mangetsu are gonna get a bit closer. They have the similar names, right? They even commented on that in the episode. Both have the moon kanji in their names. Mangetsu, full moon. Shingetsu, new moon. So there's a connection there. There is for sure a connection there. So how deep of a connection is that? I'm sure we'll find out through the course of the show. Definitely something I'm interested in learning about. There's plenty I'm interested in learning about. So this episode, hopefully we can get some answers. So let's just dive into it. See what the show has in store for us. 3, 2, 1, play. This is definitely the real world. No one's dying. Saw a shower running, but she's in bed. Who is using the shower? Is she naked? I think she might be. She definitely is. Okay. Maybe she just finished her shower. So I'm assuming / hoping Shingetsu's in that shower. And yes, she was. I already love this the beginning of the second episode. How do you not remember her after what you've been through? Yeah, once you see the long, flowing, dark, beautiful hair, that's what tips her off. So, are we going to talk about why she's naked? Because I would like to talk about that. Because so far it looks like you just had a passionate night together. If just out of context, that's what it looks like. So if that's not the case, you're going to have to elaborate. Don't skip on any details. But for now, we have the opening. That's not how I thought we'd start the episode. Because I saw the shower running. My first thought was, oh, okay, Mangetsu starting her day with a shower, that's fine, that's nice. But then we saw her in bed, not in the shower, and I was a little bit confused. Then we saw that she was naked, and I was even more confused. And Shingetsu was the one using the shower. So I have no complaints. I just a little bit surprised how close they got. Shingetsu probably saw a full moon last night. I'm not even remotely paying attention to the opening, by the way. My mind's still stuck on that first scene. It probably will be for a while. I'm just kind of using imagination, filling blanks. Don't mind me. This is a really cool opening, though. Whew. Okay. What? You want to fill in for me what's happening here? I guess. Oh wait, she must have been at Shingetsu's place. That makes sense. So basically, she was out all night and they're worried, I guess. Little sister's definitely worried. Yeah, questions will probably be asked. I'm sure she's okay with it. Oh my god, that pouty face. I guess that's as good of an excuse as we got. I'm sorry I was out with my girlfriend all night, my bad. Oh, what are we doing? I saw, like, some finger movements. It looked like she did something magical, but I'm not sure. Okay. Okay. I guess she's good with her fingers. Simple ability. You know, as you do. Anybody can do it. I like this girl. Absolutely love Shingetsu's character design. She just looks gorgeous. Oh. Yeah, what are you doing? Oh, I'm not worried, I'm just watching. Yeah, she is new to this whole mage thing. Gonna sniff those fingers. Title drop. Yeah, might want to give a more in-depth explanation. Oh, the thing they show in the opening, probably. I mean, it looks like a magic stone to me. A nearby shop. Yeah, I believe you. No, she's a lover, not a fighter. I barely know what any of that is. Yeah, what are you doing with your fingers this time? Because we've already seen our fingers do a lot of impressive things this episode. It probably also off screen. I want them. Okay, getting kind of forceful here. Hopefully Mom doesn't walk in. She might have some questions. So, did it work? Oh, Pansu? Because I can't see it. I guess she had a better angle than me. So I love the episode so far, if that wasn't obvious. Going out for a bit. My fingers, they finally failed me. She is special. Oh. We're in public, let's calm down a bit. There's at least one person watching us. I already love the dynamic. I need more of them interacting in my life. Well, yeah, clearly. So who are you? We keep showing you. You're clearly a mage. That does make sense. That seals magic. Gotta get it. Back to the moon. It's a lot to take in, to be fair. I don't know about that. She's got her arm sock thing now. But yeah, they both participated. They both couldn't win, so. Yeah, don't give her your rock. It's probably pretty important to keep it. Magic coconuts is what it's called. You is that really what it's called? No. Keep your rock. She is still watching. I mean, so am I. I guess I can't say anything really, but got plenty of time to. Yeah, with a name like Mangetsu and this whole moon connection, she's very important to it, quite clearly. Shingetsu. Maybe you should get out of the rain. Did someone just get locked out? That's a bit sad. But yeah, she did lose last time, so I guess this is just being cast out. Yeah, she's the type that would do this. Yeah, it looks all cracked. They're just so not nice to each other. You should look at Mangetsu and Shingetsu as an example of how to interact. This way you do not ally with bad people. It never ends well. Well... cold, just like me. That's how I like my beverages and my baths. Ernest is, yeah, Shingetsu, one of her names. She does not like Shingetsu, that's one thing I've gotten from her. Get wrecked. How could you possibly be hot? No matter what she does, her fiery soul can't be cooled. So we're gonna watch Little Sister's life? Oh, ow. Okay. Yeah, I believe you have an important life. Nene. Hong Kong, huh? I can think of plenty of reasons why. If you need a list, I'll make one up. Okay, that was all pretty cute. And there's her again. Is that Shingetsu? Why does she have like the pink backpack? Like I remember that from the preview, but like why does she have the pink backpack? Like even in elementary school, it's like the red one, right? So I don't know. Yeah. Could be worse. High school is mandatory in America. This seems like an interesting family. She's pretty gorgeous. uh, no need to be chuny in class. Well, she did something. And here we go, our transfer student. You know, because the show didn't give me enough Madoka vibes as it was. The third. Oh god. You never you never asked. Oh god, that was funny and cute. I mean, you should have. This is anime after all. Of course. No, I wanted you to continue that. No, I insist. My lunches are the best. Everyone says so. Give me some time. Oh, hello. Who are you? Okay, one of the lunch people. You can't just keep multiplying. Yeah, but, you know, I guess we're just gonna share one with Shingetsu. Which I'm okay with. We skipped past it, but I like to assume that's what happened. Well, we might go back to it, I don't know. Do we have to? Yeah, but, you know, it's kind of the character she is. Wanting to be nice and helpful and do things other people don't want to do, you know, that kind of character. But you are good at piloting a mech. The important life skills. Careful. Shingetsu, notice her. Finally have a calling in life. You know, the you with the name Mangetsu. That robot has a name, you know. There we go. I mean, it was to be expected, but because it wouldn't be much of a show, she just decided not to do it. Yeah. And make them blossom. Using her fingers to make the lilies blossom doesn't get much more blamed than that. I'm okay with that. Pretty much what I was thinking. The world's a big place and has a lot of people in it, you know. You have Shingetsu now. That's something. She has a chance. If we could like tag team, you know, review Starlight kind of thing, become Starlight together. Just stare at the lilies and feel better. It works with me. Yeah, she's not gonna give up. Not gonna back down. Not gonna be deterred. Ah, some magic flower blooming. Oh wow, all over the place. Uh, that'll be a hard thing to explain to the school. I mean, if you can make a garden out of nothing, I think you can do it. Oh no. Who is that? That's not Anne, is it? Oh, that is Anne. God damn it. Knew she would show up eventually. Gonna ruin our garden. Uh, you just are always in this mood, aren't you? We're in a freaking beautiful garden made by Mangetsu, and you still look like someone peed in your cereal. But it's just that's her character. She's not a pleasant person. If we need any more evidence of that. Pretty good final scene. You know, when Mangetsu was getting into... I mean, I'll just talk about it afterwards. Yeah, I think that's Nena down there. So yeah, she's definitely a mage. You know, and she's not programming video games. Okay, and that is just a preview, so we don't need to watch that. Okay, so that was the second episode of Granbelm. It was a really good episode, for sure. The first scene I already talked about plenty during the opening, but that was quite a great scene, for sure. And even afterwards, like, you know, we transitioned back over to her house, where they're obviously quite a bit worried about her. I was a little bit confused because I didn't quite get that we stayed over at Shingetsu's place. I just kind of assumed it was Mangetsu's. I had no real reason to do so. But I guess just because we saw her first, that's probably why I assumed that. But anyway, the parents and the sister, definitely the sister, were quite worried about her. She just, like, crying outside the house. Like, I don't mean to laugh because I did feel pretty bad for her. But, you know, just from our perspective, we knew she was fine. But, you know, from their perspective, they were just, the sister was out all night, gone, ignoring all the texts and calls and stuff. So yeah, they'd be pretty worried. Definitely understandable. So Mangetsu had to come with a brilliant plan to explain why she was gone. And I guess what they went with was basically she had to take care of Shingetsu, who was sick or whatever, something like that, and phone was on silent mode. Like, obviously it's a little bit of a stretch as far as excuses go, but she had to come up with something, right? She couldn't tell her about her sort of isekai journey, piloting giant robots and battling for mage supremacy. You know, that's up there with dog ate my homework as excuses that nobody would believe, so that wasn't gonna work. But yeah, when we were at the table, just the pouty face of the little sister, Kibo, I think they called her, right? Yeah, Kibo, I guess Hope. I think that's what that means. But anyway, yeah, she was so upset that her sister would just do that, you know, making her worry so much. And then we had a little scene where Shingetsu had her fingers under the table for a good few seconds. Okay, well, it was like more like 1 second, but it felt like a lot of seconds. I was really wondering what she's about to do with those fingers under the table, considering Mangetsu was right next to her. So, but it turned out she did a bit of magic-ish stuff. I don't know what she called it. Magnetic field manipulation, something like that. The point is she kind of settled things down with her fingers. And like I said, her fingers solve a lot of problems in the episode. She is quite good with them. But when she tried to forcibly use her fingers on Mangetsu in her bedroom, it actually didn't seem to work. Because she's just that special, I guess. So it's a good thing, too, because if it did work, it probably would have ended the plot of the show right there. Because she kind of needs to, you know about this stuff to participate in it. So, you know, before getting into this episode, I was already pretty sure that Shingetsu and Mangetsu were going to be pretty shippable. I greatly underestimated the extent, honestly, just the amount of chemistry they got going, the amount of just fun, cute little flirty kind of moments between the two of them. Just the amount of interactions that I absolutely loved were just so numerous. I can't even really get into all of them. But there was a lot of great stuff for sure. If you watch the episode, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, just their dynamic is a great one. Definitely, I can't imagine the other character dynamic in the show being better than that. It just is not going to happen. But anyway, she did elaborate a little bit on certain things. You know, the whole Granbelm mage thing, like becoming the last mage or the Precip mage, you know, that kind of stuff. So there's that whole thing. And the fact that Mangetsu was just able to kind of jump in there casually, that's not a normal thing, you know. And that's kind of similar to Starlight as well, you know, because Kaden kind of jumped into the middle of a match right when she wasn't supposed to be there, you know. So it's also kind of like that. For sure. And one of the big conflicts of the episode, I mean, it wasn't really a super conflict-heavy episode. It was more of a cool-down from the hectic beginning. But the only real conflict is the decision, right? Mangetsu has a decision to make. Any kind of show like this where a character is kind of introduced to this whole new greater world around them, some new concept, some either conflict they have to join or problem that they can help solve, you know. Very Magical Girl-esque kind of thing, you know. They have a decision to make, right? Do they embrace it? Do they become a member of the thing and help people and all that? Or do they want to go back to their normal lives, you know? That, a lot of time, that's kind of a decision somebody has to make, and that's the case here. And by the end of the episode, she decided, and she made the obvious choice, you know? Because she obviously wasn't going to just go back to her normal life, just narratively speaking, but she also gave, you know, in-universe reasons why. And yeah, when she actually got into her backstory, you know, as far as backstories go, I've obviously seen much more tragic backstories than just, you know, not feeling necessary or whatever, right? But just something about the way she described it, just, it felt pretty depressing. Like, even though nothing she described was really all that bad, it still got to me a lot more than it probably should have. So, you know, if the whole magic mage battle thing makes her happy, gives her something to do, she feels like that's her life calling, I want her to do it, you know, as long as she stays safe and doesn't die a horrible death. I think it's a great idea. I think she has as good a chance as anyone. So yeah, hopefully she does pretty well with that. We actually got a little bit of Anne as well. I wasn't quite sure what I was looking at first when we first went over that place. Like, I don't know if it was the darkness or the rain or both, but I wasn't quite even sure who that was. But yeah, once I saw Anne, I think it was, I realized what I was looking at. And yeah, she lost. She lost, her little light went into the magic coconut, which signifies her loss in the competition. And of course, bad guy's side, you know, you're not going to keep around dead weight. You know, she lost, she's not necessary anymore. Her little magic rock thing is broken, so now she's just cast aside, you know? And the one girl is just all smiles about it. It's like, yay, she's screwed over, we're kicking her out. She's being discarded like trash. Isn't that great, guys? Just, yeah, that wasn't nice at all. So, that was a bit rough to watch. But, you know, bad guys gonna be bad guys. You know, Mangetsu's sister just looks so much like her, honestly. Sometimes I wasn't sure if it was her or her sister, so there was a couple points I was a little bit confused, like, wait, which sibling is this again? Because we got to see a little bit of Kibo's stuff, you know, because she goes to school too, right? Middle school with Nena. And Nena, I'm pretty sure, is a mage, so, you know, and she has some kind of family thing going on. I think we saw a couple of her sisters, I assume they were. We didn't really see much of them. But just, yeah, this Nena girl just bonking her head and then still just walking, just looking very frustrated but still motivated to keep moving forward. It was kind of a funny little thing. Something about Hong Kong was mentioned as well. And then we had the whole transfer student thing. I know I'm kind of bouncing around here, but yeah, the whole transfer student thing, clearly Shingetsu's not super familiar with the whole Japanese culture stuff, so she just has this pink backpack as a high schooler. She just dumps it all on the floor and she bows. It was just a very, very awkward situation. But luckily we got through it. I did enjoy kind of the embarrassment scene she had afterwards talking to Mangetsu about it. Like, why didn't you tell me how to Japan? You know, so that was pretty great. Quite a bit different than Homura's transfer student scene. Just a little bit. So yeah, that's when we went into this, you know, talking about getting into her backstory. We got a real good feel for the character there. I mean, up until that point, we definitely could kind of get a general idea of the kind of girl she is. Almost like, what's her face from AnimeLIst, you know, the cheerleading anime. You know, she always wanted to help people and found something that she could channel that desire through. It's a little bit like that, kind of. It reminded me of it, at least. You know, also, just Shingetsu blossoming in the lilies. Just, the show is not exactly subtle about its Yuri undertones, okay? That's one thing that's been pretty clear up to this point. I think even the mecha was called White Lily or something, which they might have said that in the first episode. I might have just forgot about it. I have a tendency to do that, but that's great regardless. And yeah, just a beautiful garden that's Mangetsu kind of made out of nowhere. That was quite nice, you know? Really just, because the scene was just over nice in general, some good emotional scene between the two of them, really getting into their feelings and whatnot, and then we just added onto that, the magical garden. It was quite nice, and then that Anne shows up and ruins it all, mouthing off, being rude. Just kind of her character. So, yeah, I'm sure she'll have plenty to say next episode. It seems like she has something to say, you know? So yeah, I don't like Anne. She's not a very likable person to me, which I'm sure is intentional. But yeah, really good episode for sure. A lot of great stuff. A lot of character, like funny comedy character moments. You know, not even just with our main little duo, even other things. You know, like with Nena just bonking the head. I mean, that wasn't exactly the most creative thing ever, but I got a kick out of it. And yeah, just I wonder how faction-y we're gonna get with the battles, because on Anna, whatever her name was, she obviously has a couple lackeys that are also part of the battle, right? But we also have that one girl, like white-ish silver hair girl that was just kind of with headphones. I think she was kind of watching them. I don't think she's with Anne at all. So, but then we also have the Nene thing, who seems like she's like some kind of family thing going on. I don't know if the people she was talking to are directly connected to this at all. I don't think they could all be mages, right? I think it's probably only one per household, but they might still know what's going on and help. I don't know. They didn't give us too much detail on that really, so they'll probably flesh that out more. But yeah, that's just kind of what I'm wondering. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say about the episode. It was a really good one. I probably liked it more than the first one, although it was a very different episode, right? Because it didn't have the giant mecha battles, so you can't really compare apples and oranges quite like that, but I really liked the episodes, most of what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, just Mangetsu and Shingetsu are just the best, especially together. So if we could get more of that, that'd be great. So, hopefully we do. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.